You ever get that feeling when you're watching a reality show? That little voice in your head that says, wait a minute, this is just a little too perfect, a little too dramatic to be real? Well, that feeling, you're not wrong. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain and open up the producer's playbook to show you exactly how reality gets manufactured for your screen.
Okay, let's just start with this gem about house hunters. It gets right to the heart of it, doesn't it? The entire hunt we're watching is just a reenactment of a choice that was made months ago. And look, this isn't just about one show. This is a core principle of the whole genre. It's step one in how these shows are built.
So if the story is basically planned out, where does it all begin? Well, it doesn't start with a real event. It starts with a casting call. And producers, they aren't just looking for regular people. Oh no, they're on the hunt for very specific characters who they know can be shaped into a juicy narrative.
I mean, listen to this. The manipulation starts before a single camera even starts rolling. The application process itself is basically designed to dig for emotional leverage. It's not really about how well you can sing. It's about whether you have a tragic backstory they can sell to the audience.
This is basically the producer's shopping list. See, they're not looking for normal, well-rounded people. They are casting for conflict. Every good story needs a villain, right? And a hero, and some supporting characters to stir the pot. It's exactly like casting for a movie, except the actors don't always know what role they've been hired to play.
All right, so once you have your characters locked in, that's when the producers basically become puppet masters. The next step in the playbook is to set the stage. They engineer situations that are designed to look totally spontaneous, but are actually anything but. They're meticulously planned to create drama.
Just take a look at these examples. A business literally being paid to buy a product on a show. Or on Love It or List It, they film both endings and just pick whichever one is more dramatic later. And that spur-of-the-moment amazing cake design, yeah, they had 3 months to plan it. The message here is pretty clear. They're not capturing reality, they're constructing a scene.
And it's not just the people on screen who are being directed. You'd think the live audience is real, right? Well, as this quote shows, even they're part of the production. They're basically a human laugh track, told when to cheer and clap so the editors can splice it in later. That applause you're hearing at home? Just as manufactured as the drama.
So, you've cast your characters, you staged your scenes. Now for the final, and I'd argue most powerful step in the playbook, the edit. This is where hundreds of hours of footage get chopped up and stitched back together to create the exact story the producers want you to see.
This quote from an actual reality TV editor just lays it all out on the table. Someone's entire personality on a show can be built from a couple of out-of-context facial expressions. With the magic of editing, anyone can become a hero or a villain. It all just depends on what's left on the cutting room floor.
This one is wild. On a lot of competition shows, they actually have the judges record 2 different versions of their feedback for every single contestant, one positive and one negative. That gives the editors total freedom to build whatever story they want. The winner isn't chosen on the stage, they're chosen in the editing bay.
But look, this manufactured drama isn't just some clever TV trick. It has a real human cost. Now we're going to shift gears a bit and look at the intense psychological pressure and, frankly, the ethical lines that get crossed to get those big emotional moments on camera.
And this isn't an accident. According to researchers like Dr. Jacob Johansson, it is a deliberate, calculated strategy. You isolate people from their friends and family, put them in a high-pressure environment, ply them with alcohol, and make sure they're exhausted. It's the perfect recipe for provoking the extreme emotional reactions that make for good TV.
And here's what that strategy looks like in the real world. This person from Tough Love said producers were always pushing them to drink, and then they'd conveniently want to do an interview at 3 in the morning, right when they're at their most vulnerable. It's a formula designed to create on-camera breakdowns.
And it's not a one-off thing. This is a common theme. A crew member from The Bachelor said the exact same thing. Those incredibly emotional, tear-filled confrontations that the show is famous for, they're often fueled by producers making sure there's a huge table of booze and encouraging everyone to drink up right before the cameras start rolling.
Okay, so if these shows are so heavily manipulated and, let's be honest, pretty ethically questionable, then why is reality TV one of the most popular genres on the entire planet? Why can't we seem to look away? Well, the answer is a little more complicated than you might think.
So here's the crazy part. A recent poll found that 61% of Americans believe reality TV is mostly scripted. So most of us are already in on the secret. We know it's not entirely real. which honestly makes its massive popularity even more fascinating.
So that's the big question, right? If we know it's fake, why is it so addictive? This points to some really deep psychological drivers behind why we watch. It's like we have this unspoken agreement with the producers to just suspend our disbelief and enjoy the ride.
And research from Dr. Johansson really helps break it down for us. For one, there's simple voyeurism. We just like peeking into other people's lives. Watching all their drama can weirdly make us feel better about our own problems. And maybe the biggest reason, these shows offer something real life never does, a neat, tidy solution to every single problem. And that can be incredibly comforting.
So there you have it. Reality TV isn't reality at all. It's a carefully constructed format designed from the ground up to provoke drama and keep you watching. Now that you've seen the playbook, from the casting call all the way to the final edit, the real question is, will you ever watch it the same way again?